How to avoid being secretly recorded. Spycatcher Online would like to make it clear that some of the products featured in this film are illegal within the EU and around the world. You must check your local laws before buying or using any of these products. Hello and welcome to Videojug. We've come to the secret headquarters of Spycatcher Online to speak to surveillance expert Julia Adams. She's going to tell us how we can avoid having our conversations recorded. Step 1. Finding hidden bugs.
So if you want to be able to detect bugs of any sort, telephone or room bugs in your property, then you would need a detector. Now, this particular one's very simple to use. It's actually we call it the 5000, which basically means it goes up to 5 gigahertz, 5000 megahertz, which will cover UHF transmitters, GSM transmitters. It's a digital detector, so you've got something that will cover everything that you could be worried about. Now, very simple to use. I would just switch it on maximum sensitivity. If there's anything that's transmitting in the room, you'll get a full red signal, solid full signal. If you're checking your phones, make sure that you actually take the receiver off the phone itself. You want a dialing tone, and do that even if you've got cordless phones. Make sure you've got dialing tones. Do a sweep of the phones, check even the sockets on the walls, and if you again get the full red signal, there's a problem, you've got something on the line. That will cover you for the whole of the property.
Step 2. Sweeping for bugs.
So once you've got your bug detector and you're ready to carry out your sweep of your property, then what I recommend is to switch the unit on to maximum sensitivity, so all the way round. Now this will pick up very quickly if there are any transmitters transmitting. I would start off with the phone because you want to eliminate that. So remember, it's very important you remove the receiver from the handset. So I can check my receiver, I can check my handset, and there's no signal whatsoever. It's not a problem, I can now eliminate this. So now I'm going to continue with my sweep in the room. So making sure I'm doing vertical and horizontal sweeps the whole way. Now, when you're sweeping, you may, as we do there, get a little bit of what I call atmospheric transmission. That's fine, don't worry about that. A little part will come up and down slightly, it's fine. So, carry on with my sweep, vertical, horizontal, checking your screen the whole time. Hang on a second. So now what we have is a full bar the whole way across. This indicates the transmitter to me. So I know there is something around this area. If I bring it away slightly, you can see that the bars reduce. So I get closer, there we go. Where I will have my full sensitivity is just here where the transmitter must be. And I can check that because if I remove this adapter, there we go, it will go straight away. Now, the adapter and the main socket are two very obvious targets. Someone's planted that here, and it's very obvious because they will take their power from the main electricity. Transmitters, a great way of hiding them is in something like a socket or an adapter, because you never have to worry about changing the battery. So it's always something to check for first, and of course I found it. So I know that this is the transmitter. Once you've carried out a sweep, you can check for anything that could be in your property. However, what you do need to bear in mind, if with telephone transmitters someone has placed a transmitter outside of your property, anywhere to the point of the exchange, then there's not a lot you're going to be able to do about finding that. However, what you can do is to protect yourself, protect your conversation with scramblers, encryption. What you would need to do then is choose whether you're using your landline or mobile. We have encryption units for either. And you would just, for instance, on landline, plug something like this encryption unit into the phone and into the line, and you will choose a code, and then you do need to make sure that the person you're speaking to at the other end also has a matching unit. Always with encryption, with scramblers, you have to have a minimum of 2 units. So everyone you're speaking to also has to have a unit. You choose your code, you make the call, you have a safe call. With mobile, exactly the same, but the encryption levels on mobile is much higher. This is actually a 256-bit encryption unit, which is, to you and me, it's military level. Because mobile phones are digital, it has to have an even higher level of encryption. Plug this into your phone. Now, this unit is only good for a Sony Ericsson mobile phone, but you can choose your model. You've got a little earpiece, a button that you just press here to set off the encryption, and the person on the other end will receive a call and they will know that it's a safe encrypted call when it comes through.
Step 3. If you know you're bugged, but you still need to have a conversation.
If you're in a situation where you know that your room is bugged, but there's nothing you can do about it and you've got to have a conversation in that room, what we would recommend, you either turn up your music and lower your voices so that it would be very difficult for anyone to hear your voice, your conversation, if there's a bug in the room. One step better than that, we sell a white noise generator. Now, once I switch this on, it's very difficult for you to understand what I'm saying. So that would be a better way to actually stop anyone hearing your conversation.
Step 4. Avoiding body-worn recording devices.
So what if we were having a face-to-face conversation, but I'm worried that you're recording me? There's nothing I can do about that. I'm not going to be able to frisk you and stop you recording the conversation. So one way to combat this is with a unit called a recorder blocker. Now this looks like a regular document case, but inside is actually a unit which will stop the microphone on any recorder from picking up our conversation. So I can be completely assured that if you're recording me, that it's not actually going to pick up our conversation. So this unit works perfectly well with the document case closed. It's designed that way, and you've even got a remote control so you can start and stop the recorder blocker as well.